live the life beyond the boundaries we set on ourselves, to live and to run boundless, to be inspired, to achieve, to overcome the mountaintop in our life. Embrace the journey, become boundless.
So, hello, family. Welcome to another episode of the Live, Run, Boundless Show. I'm Kenneth Pinckney, your host. So today I have the privilege. I have two young gentlemen, two brothers, I might say, who are doing some big things in the world running. Their mission, to be the running media outlet produced for and by the culture. That interviewed some of the best in the world as track and field. Did a YouTube channel, Running Report, that amassed a huge following and continues to grow. Their podcast YouTube channel delivered content that is entertaining, full of energy and life. The brothers are embracing who they are and sharing their passion of running with the world. They are game changers, impact players, and difference makers. So Live, Run, Boundless family, let's welcome Aaron and Joshua Potts. If I say the right, Potts?
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
The two Black Runner podcast, Runner Report to the show. So first, brothers, how are y'all doing today?
Hey, I love that intro. That you know, I mean, we usually be introing. Joshua does the intro usually on our podcast. So to have someone say that about us, it feels good. I was like, okay, game changer. I like that.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Game changers. Okay. I'm like, dang, we doing all that. Thank you. I appreciate it. We trying.
No doubt. That's good, man. Definitely. Now I see y'all from far. Now since our daughter be on Instagram, and I see what y'all doing. I love what y'all doing. Just the people y'all interviewing, and I love the energy that y'all bring to what you do. Your passion for what you do. Yeah. So definitely, just glad they be on. Yeah, to make time for me. Give me the opportunity. Yeah, so, but yes, what we are doing, just like anybody else, is a process. It's all a process.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us, the Live, Run, Boundless family, about life growing up in a process of your journey and becoming runners. Who inspire on both of y'all?
Yeah, I'll start off with this one. Okay. So yeah, me and Joshua, we come from a big running family, just in general. Sure. So there's two other brothers. So we have our eldest brother, Caleb, who is 28. Okay. I'm the second oldest. I'm 26. Yeah. We have a brother who's he's a thrower. His birthday's coming up. He's about to turn 24, and Joshua just turned 21. So our dad set out on this mission. He wanted us to have the opportunity to go to school and get a scholarship and get that education. Yes. That was the number one goal growing up in our household. And one of the sports, our dad he was a professional boxer for a little bit, in a sport that he found that there was good opportunity for us. I think he dabbled in a little bit growing up as well, was track and field. So it all started with our oldest brother, Caleb, doing track, and he immediately had talent, and our coach gave him a lot of attention, and it paid off. He was doing big things, going to Junior Olympics, and then our coach left, and our dad kind of took over as the coach, and been our coach ever since. And since then, our older brother, he graduated from NAU, and ran track and field there. I graduated from Azusa Pacific, and I ran track and field there. And then our brother David, he's a thrower. He's graduating this year. He was on a scholarship to Fullerton to throw and do discus. And Joshua, the youngest right now he's currently at Mount Sac running, previously at Northridge. So it's just kind of it's always been in our blood. And I know Joshua has a different perspective too, being the youngest in the family.
Talk about it, Joshua.
My perspective really just comes from the inspiration factor of being a runner, because coming in with Caleb being 7 years older than me, first coming into life, my first early memories are me at the track meet, being the little kid like in my mom's arms, or being the annoying little kid in the stands, like running around and getting in trouble. Like that's my first early memories. And I feel like I've always wanted to be a runner. Like I always tell the story. Well, I always tell the story, like when I was in kindergarten, I would kind of just do laps around like the playground. Like I would just run around, and people would come up to me like, what are you doing? It's like, bro, I'm just running. But it's not even like I really like love running like that. I just love, like, I always wanted the race, like seeing my brothers race and seeing my dad like coach them, my three other brothers. It's always like I want to do that too. And you kind of just like have that nature, I feel like. And so once I started like growing up, it was kind of just like I want to be the last one, best one, and just give everything I have to like this sport. So my brothers and my dad and my mom as well, because she was always out there supporting us. My whole family was really the people that really inspired me to run. And I feel like a lot of us, because it was just like a competition to go out there and just be all like, I want to try and beat their times from this age group and everything like that. And just I feel like that even came into like the classroom too, to where like I'm trying to be as smart as I can be and try and like be better than them, because like I don't know, it's just that type of, it's that competitive mindset that came from what playing like the GameCube or the Wii, or like they would always beat me and make me cry. So like I had to try and step up and I had to try and step up somehow before I wasn't crying all the time. So that's where it really came up. They really inspired me.
And again, I have to say, our dad being the coach, he's just a very, very passionate. Like he loves track and field. You know, he's a boxer at heart, but those are his two favorite sports: boxing and track. So we grew up watching all the track meets on TV. He still coaches club track today. Helps out at the high school.
Yeah.
So like it was really like you were like born into it. You were in the process.
You can't help it.
Yeah, you really can't.
Most
Like
definitely.
we got our mom. Our mom is out. Like Josh said, our mom now she's out running.
Nice.
She's running more than me right now. I can't even lie. You know, she doesn't have marathon. She in shape.
Wow.
She's 54.
Oh man, that's pretty good. You know, I should be interviewing your mom.
Hey, for real though.
Oh man, that's great. I keeping a family, you know, and a family athlete, you know. So that's a great story. I like that, you know. So I see where you got passion from, you know. This is definitely. So from there into your high school years and college, I believe. So take us through that journey of your running careers during that time. What have been both of your greatest accomplishment during those years?
Yeah, so I'm 26. So I ran in college,
Okay,
in high school, but we started off in club.
yeah,
And I learned a lot. I learned a lot through track that I still apply to my life today. But I wasn't like the fastest on my team growing up. I kind of took a longer time to grow into my body. And our older brother was the man, like killing it, going to Junior Olympics, but I just wasn't mature enough to like make it there. So as a young person, I learned how to like really focus on myself and just in self-improvement. And I learned like the value of like, hey, if I work hard, I will continue improving. Like I don't need to be worried about anyone else. So by the time I got to high school, like sophomore year, like I started to grow into my body. Times just as I went from like freshman year, like 5'4", 5'3", to like by the time I'm a senior, I'm like 6 foot, 5'11". And I would say one of my biggest accomplishments was then, because I never made the Junior Olympics in high school. I mean, in youth. But when I started to grow and I started to improve more. And by my senior year, I made it to the state meet. I placed 12th in the mile. I broke the school record in the 800. I ended up running 413, and I got that scholarship, you know. And that's a big accomplishment. Like knowing our family had made it to the state meet before. Really hard thing to do in California. So I really like every year I just kept getting better and better and better and better. So in my senior year, like I went into that year, my PR was like 423, but I was determined to make it to state. And I dropped all the way down to 413.
Nice.
and it helped me to get a scholarship and make it there. So that's one of my biggest ones. And then I would say my freshman year too, like I ended up, I won my conference my freshman year. And I don't know, I've been on the all-time list at Azusa Pacific for the eight in the 1500. So looking back, those are some of the biggest accomplishments, but I feel like some of the best are just like, one thing I'm always really proud of was my last race in college. Trying to make the national. And I was like on that barrier of making it. I was in a race that wasn't, I was in a race where it really wasn't anyone fast. It was just going to be me kind of time trialing. I went out and I PR'd around like 151, one low. I won the race, you know, and I just gave it everything I had because I ran it like, you know, this might be the last race I ever do. And I ran as hard as I could and I gave it my all. And I ended up missing nationals by one spot. But I left that day like very like, I don't know. I was just like, I did it everything. Like I gave everything I had. So I was proud how I'm proud of how I like handled that situation, and I had no regrets after that race.
Okay, that's good. You left it all on the table, you know. You know, you had to work to where you had to get at, you know, and it didn't come easy, you know. So and
I finished out my college career at Azusa being like, you know, top 5 in the 15, top 10 in the 15 and the 8. You know, I did good things. I did good things there. So I am proud of that.
Yeah, definitely.
And I got the education.
There you go. You know, run in and get your education. That's hey, you know, hey. And that was all about.
For me, my biggest running accomplishment, I feel like it's definitely like harder for me because I'm still like I still feel like I'm trying to get there. I feel like definitely when I was younger, like saying like the mentality of being like that last one, best one, I feel like I really bought into that role. And like early on, like during like club, I was having like those accomplishments like as like a club runner. I think when I was 12 years old, I was number 4 in the nation for the 800. So like I was getting like to that level and I wanted to get there, but things didn't come to like I remember we just talked to Nigel Amos in a podcast and I was like editing it. And Aaron was saying like success isn't linear. And that's what we're talking about, the Nigel Amos. And that's totally true. Like not success, but just track isn't linear. Success isn't linear. Track isn't linear. It goes all up and down. And so definitely in high school, like I didn't meet up to the potential that I wanted to. And that resulted to me not going to the college, not my first choice, which was Cal State University Northridge. But I still got to go there and be on the team. But then I ended up leaving after a year just because of the coaching situation and everything. But like now that I'm in my 3rd year of college and I'm at Mount Sac and trying to get back to university, my real goal is to really just squeeze all the potential and get that greatest running moment that I ever had. But if I had to just pick like one moment or just like a part of my running career that I'm like particularly proud of, I would have to just go back to being the captain of my track team and the cross country team, like from my sophomore year to senior year in high school. Because I was able to be like the captain of the cross country team and like sometimes not even be on top 7, like be the alternate. But I was the guy that was able to rally the team together. And like those are my best. Well, they still are my best friends. They're my best friends. And like I got to see them. I almost went to NXN with them, which is the highest level that a high school cross country team could go. Like I was going to be on the team, but I tore my meniscus like right before league finals. So I wasn't able to go. So like, but being with those guys and be able to like, to have a factor into that. Cause like going into our freshman year, like that was our goal. Like we want to go to NXN and everything. And like being a leader of that squad and not even being on like the top 5 team, just to show that people like believe in me and like believe in what I say. It's inspiring for what I can do next, to know that like people are willing to listen to me. And like there's, for some reason, like the perspective that people see like from the outside, that people see me, they see something good. So that's inspiring me to keep on moving forward, I would say.
Yeah, definitely just being a light, you know, earning that respect, you know, who you are as a person, you know, and you attract that, you know, having that vibe, you know, that people want to like come to. Yeah, so definitely. So good colleges have.
It is.
You continue to do that. And we get to the running project. Now we are known for. But before that, there was if I said the Rosie Project, if I'm saying it right.
Yeah. Rosie Project.
Yeah. So tell us how that came about.
So that really just came about from what I was just talking about, being that leader on that team, on that high school team. So that was really just something fun that me and my friends wanted to do. My 5 other friends, because those are the same friends that I came into. Because it kind of just started like this. Like I met them doing club track when we were younger, and like one of them, like they were. Raymond, like he won like junior Olympics one year. Like Tyler was always fast. Like we were coming in, we're all like, damn, we gonna come in, like be the big dogs and like take over state and distance running. Like that's what it was kind of like hyped up to be. Like we were able like to get there like slowly. It didn't happen as fast as we wanted to. But once we got to like senior year, we're ranked number 5 in the nation going into the year, and like there's just so much hype going into it, and there's a lot of YouTube like running channels, and then we're kind of so like, bro, we should start a running channel. It kind of was kind of a joke at first, but it was kind of a joke at first, but we kept on saying it and never doing it. And then once I tore my meniscus, I was all like, I was out for the season, and I was like, I had to take a month off. And I was like, I'm just gonna start this. I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. Let's just do it and let's see what happens. And that's where I feel like I kind of got hit with like the entertainment bug, or just being like want to keep on creating content, because once we started doing that, like I just because I was always editing the videos, and like once we started like Instagram and everything, I was starting it, and I was like, dang, I really just like doing this. And like we're able to make this video called the Elimination Mile. It has like almost 500,000 views now and stuff, and like people were just gravitating towards like this to this high school team that we got 12th at NXN, but like we weren't like the best in the country or the best in the world, but people wanted to see our journey and see I feel like we're just so different, because a typical cross country team that you see at the top is like they're all white, like they're all white, like no, they're all white, but like we had mainly Mexican, the black guy, 2 black guys, and it was just something I feel like that was so different to the cross country community, and we're able just to really be ourselves. So like I don't know, it was definitely like the first hit of the entertainment bugs, where I was like, dang, I want to keep on doing this, and if I can bring like running news into this as well, I'm gonna do that and make that better. And that's where the running report really came in, and I had to bring in Aaron, because he's always hyped, so I have to bring him in.
I like that. So every day he the hype one.
Most definitely. Like we at family dinners, like he about to come over for Easter. I already know you. The house gonna be loud. The house is definitely gonna be loud when Aaron gets here. That's facts.
Man, I just get excited. I'm a passionate person. I get excited easily.
Definitely, that's proud. I love that. You know, I love how they come about. So your friends, I kind of like were thinking, that kind of like me, the Fab Five and the Michigan basketball team back in the days.
Yeah.
Hey, at Roosevelt distance, we low key are though. At Roosevelt, we changed the game. We changed the game. We changed the game for Eleanor Roosevelt. So it's cool to see, because even just like the kids now on the team, like they look up to us. Like even though to me, like I wasn't the fastest dude on the team, but like the work ethic that I was able to implement there, and then what Raymond and Tyler, like the 2 fastest guys on our team, like they did great things. Like Tyler finished 3rd in state in cross country, and he was like ranked top one of the guys in the nation. So it's to be able to inspire kids and like the next generation, and get banners on the wall and stuff is definitely one of the reasons, not the main reason why you run, but it's one of the reasons that definitely keeps you going and wants you to keep on running for sure. Yeah,
definitely. No doubt the impact you make on the younger generation, you know, that's great motivation, you know, to keep going. Yeah. So
most definitely.
Yeah, I like that. So what makes the running report unique or different from other running media outlet or media news? What we got stand out?
I mean, I think what makes us different is like kind of like what Joshua was saying. Like when Joshua came up with the idea for 2 black runners, and that's one of the biggest things that makes it different, is that you don't see the people that have the experiences that me and Joshua have.
Yes.
Presenting running media. Now we see it in every other sport, and we just don't see that cultural element in those other media outlets. Now we see it if you watch the NFL, if you watch the NBA, you see it there. And we are a big track family, but we're just a big sports family. It's 4 boys, like we're just a big sports family. So we grew up every day. Like I'm coming downstairs, ESPN is on. Arguing who's better, Kobe or LeBron. That's probably what we gonna argue about something when I go home on Sunday. Like I'm sure. So I think just like it's the energy we bring.
Yes.
But it's also just it's the sauce. Like you can copy it, but it just don't have that sauce on it. Like it's just gonna be different because you don't see people with the experiences that me and Joshua have presenting running media usually. So I think that's where we just we talk different. Like our worldview is different. Like we got different opinions, and we bring a lot of that energy from the other sports into track and field because that's where we grew up seeing people like us present sport.
Great. Just embracing who you are and then sharing that with the world. So and I like that. So out of that, what's the most important thing that you want people to get from your media outlet? We want people to know, to understand.
I think I really want people to understand that there's a lot of I want people to understand, for one, just like coming to the running report and from a distance aspect, I want distance runners, I want people to understand that there are a lot of Black people that like track and field and that can run the 1500, that can run the mile, the marathon and everything. And I really want them to understand that that we can showcase this too. Like we can be a media platform and elevate this, and to really just understand that it is disproportionate when it comes to the media of Black people from the distance community. I want that to be understood and brought to the forefront to where there's even for Runners World Writers or anything like that, to where there's more African American faces in that field and just really minority faces as well. Then I'm from the sprint community and the field and the field community and everything. I want to be brought understanding bro, you guys can make track and field the mainstream sport that it deserves to be. Because I feel there's a lot of sprinters that they love the sport of track, but they love running it, they love competing and everything, but they don't really love the media side that goes along with it, or they can't really get behind everything everything that goes on, or it's not really cool. The average high schooler is not going to really look at the other media sites and be like, dang, this is tight. They're going to look at Sports Center or Fox Sports and be like, this is tight. But I think that's what we're trying to bring to the running report, and just bring more sprinters and jumpers and pole vaulters over to the scene to understand that dang, track is tight. These people are debating who's the best and really becoming fans of the sport, because I think there's more fans of the sport that just haven't realized that there's an actual fandom behind running. And I think it's just going to take time, but it's definitely going to be worthwhile once it happens.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's cool. Yeah, make it happen. I love the debates. Y'all be happy. And so it's great. So I'm enjoying it. I gotta say, I like to tell people, in a trail running world, I need to say what hill you have to overcome or climb to get to where you are in life. But see, we talk about into a track and field, in the world of track and field. What are some hurdle or obstacles in both of your life you had to jump or to overcome to be the person or be who you are today?
I want to just say first too, I just want to thank our parents for really helping us learn how to jump over hurdles. And run up those hills and being there pushing us. I feel that's really what's helped me through every hurdle. I would say in high school, it was kind of smooth. I just kept getting better every year. I was fortunate to not get hurt, but I think I had to conquer it within myself, just mentally, that I was like good enough because I grew up, you know, being slower. So that was something I had to conquer, and I felt like I did in high school. But in college, I got in trouble. I ended up getting suspended for a semester from my school.
Yeah.
And during that time, like I was just running by myself, trying to figure out what's next. If I was going back, I felt like the school did me wrong and whatever. And I had to go back. I had to go back to school. And I felt like people were judging me. People were doubting me, you know, saying I wasn't like taking it serious. You know, they thought I was just playing around. And I mean, I think I handled that well. I don't think any, you know, coming back, people thought I was like a bad teammate or nothing. But if you know me, like, you know me, you know, and I still believe I was the captain of my cross country team.
Okay.
And even after that, and people still got behind me, you know. And another thing, I feel like that was a big obstacle I had to conquer there, just like the judgment and not caring, like what I learned growing up, like stop caring about what other people saying and just do you.
Yeah.
But another recent obstacle I would say is this transition into, am I running or am I not running? Because back in 2019, I was on a run and I ran into a fire hydrant and I injured my thigh. I wasn't able to run for like 4 or 6 months. I didn't know. I was trying to go pro at the time. I didn't know what was next for me. And it was another time where I had to kind of like just buckle down and, you know, figure out what's next. There's a lot of unknown. And just throughout that process, I don't know, I was blessed and I was able to find a job. I was able to use like all the running I've done, all the connections I've made from working and running to get a job at Hoka, you know, that pays significantly more. And I'm like beginning my career in that industry. I would say those are probably like the two biggest obstacles I've had to conquer, but it all goes back to just like, you know, having that faith and continuing to push forward and trusting that there is a plan set out for you.
Yeah, that definitely. Yeah. Where it seemed like a failure or a mistake, also just were part of the plan. You know, I just had to go do it. Yeah. So yeah.
I would say for me, I feel like at this moment I can't really look at one specific like hurdle. I feel like there's several hurdles that like are in that have been in the way that I have to keep on jumping over. But I think what I've been reminded and what I've been reminded in COVID is the fact of like you just have to like keep on moving forward, like no matter what. And like the really is all like, because the really just matter of fact, like even though like things may not be going like right in your life, that like you still like opportunities will still be there. Like even though you may be like depressed or like beat down or have anxiety or something like that, or like you just feel like you're not good enough on the track, you're not beating your times, like you're still like just be like an opportunity to where like you can find success is still around. Like what the time that you have on your track is truly not going to define like the person who you are. Like I like to say that like you can still be like a blessed mess. Like you can still have like a lot of things around you going right and still really just be like a mess on the inside. So I really feel like that's the thing that I've learned like the most, where like it does like, and I think it's really just comes down to where like when those blessings like do come like your way, like when an opportunity does come your way, just because like you're so down the dumps, like you deserve that. I think it's coming to understanding like you deserve that, and that's really just the coming understanding, like keep on moving forward, like putting your best foot forward whenever you get the opportunity to go do something, because like it don't matter what you did yesterday, it don't matter what you're going to do in the future, it's matter what you're doing right now. So I think that's like there's hurdles every single day that you keep on jumping over, and sometimes you fall over the hurdle, sometimes you clear it, but a lot of times you're gonna fall over it, you feel me? So but I think it's just reminding yourself that like the blessings are still gonna come around the corner, so just get through what you're going through right now and savor those blessings that are coming.
Oh man, that great words of wisdom with two young fellows, man.
We preaching to you today. We preaching. You know, Sunday just passed, so we got sermons on our mind. We ready.
Oh man, that's great. You know, your parents, they did a good job of raising y'all. You know, I mean, I got good heads of y'all children. Actually, being young, you know, I know it can be difficult. You know, we go through the hurdles. You know, but yeah, you know, but definitely got to keep going, be in the present moment. You know, and then just believe. You know, better days yet to come. Yeah. So, what motivate both of you to keep going? What is y'all why, you know, for doing what y'all do right now?
What is my biggest motivation? Well, it has to be God. I don't know. It has to be Jesus.
Okay.
Somebody, for all of us, like growing up in church, and like just having like that purpose. Yeah, I've always felt like I've had like a purpose in life, and even before I raced, like I always like beat my chest and I say, "This is what I'm made to do. This is what I'm made to do." And I truly do think that. Like, I don't know if running is going to result to me going to the Olympics one day, but that would be dope. That would be dope. I would love to go to the Olympics, but I really do think that being on this earth and like running, it's already led me to places I never thought I would be, like talking to Michael Johnson. I never thought I would talk to Michael Johnson, but like that was crazy. Or like be able to interview world-class athletes at a track meet. He's the certified GOAT, former world record holder in the 200 and the 400. Like, those records looked unbeatable. Golly, there's too much to be said, but he's on the podcast, so really, like, Michael Johnson, like, how are you doing? I don't even know how to greet you, like, to be honest. Like, how...
I'm doing good. Doing better after that intro. I appreciate it. Are you available for hire, man? I mean, like, when I go and do like corporate motivational, you know, events, and you could be that hype guy, man. Come out in the front, you know.
Call me. I'll be there. So I think running has definitely brought me places where I never thought I would be, and I think just having that purpose and trying to reach that purpose, I think has definitely helped me. Because, like I said, like I'm trying to string out every single amount of potential in my body. So I think that's me trying to drag and crawl myself and will myself to the purpose that's been laid out for me.
There you go.
Yeah, and for me, I agree with everything Joshua just said.
Okay.
But I would just say too, for me, like running got me to college. You know, it's gotten me into my career. Like, it's done so many things to me. So one of my biggest motivations too is like, I want to show, and within running, I want to like just show people that, you know, especially like in the Black running community, I want to be able to show people that like there is like space for us, and there is like opportunity here that we're not hearing about. And one of my other biggest motivations too is like my family. Like, I want people to see, like, if you're passionate about something and you really go all in and you try, like, you know, you can make something happen. You can start to create that reality. But I also do believe, like Joshua was saying, I feel like God gives us purpose, and I don't think it's just simply me running. I think it's whatever he's guiding me, whatever light he wants me to shine to others, to speak to people. Like, I sometimes, like Joshua was saying before a race, like for me now before the podcast, like I'll say a prayer and just ask God to just whatever he wants me to speak, you know, to speak through me. And my last thing I'm gonna say, so I'm not preaching too much, is like I think I'm asking myself, instead of like, you know, when people say my biggest why, one of my biggest whys is why not, you know, because like a lot of things is just like, instead of asking like why, it's like why not? Like why can't you live that dream you want? Why can't you do this? Because I feel like we always put limits on ourselves. So
there you go. That's to a degree, you know. Sometimes we think it impossible that it won't happen to us. When that could happen to us, we could be that and do that, you know. So, and then that's that limit, you know, on what we think cannot do. But preach it, man, preach it. I love it. So, when everything all said and done, what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind from two Black runners?
I think from two black runners, I think the legacy that we want to leave is just the fact of like we were able to change something in the running game. If that be from having more black voices in the sport, like more black like runners who are doing podcasts or doing things on YouTube, or just being the faces of media in the running community. That's the change that I think two black runners is bringing to just making the running community and the media part of that more diverse. Once two black runners is all said and done. And like how Aaron was saying, like you can definitely like you can try and do that, you can try and like change it, like other people can replicate it. But even if people do try and replicate it, I'm totally encouraged by it. Like I'm totally encouraged, like hire more people that are minorities in your spaces that are the faces of the media, and bringing more light to the pole and the long jump and everything like that. I'm totally for that. So I really want like two black runners and Runner Report, just even if we're never able to garner the following that we want and like get to get where like we absolutely want to be, I want our influence to be placed in the running community to where like we can look back, it's like, yeah, the Two Black Runners podcast, like they were like one of the first people to do this, like the real ones, like the underground, they know about Two Black Runners. But I think that's where I really want the Two Black Runners to do, to just be able to have an impact and change the running community. And plus, I really like, I want running to be on ESPN. Like we need to be number one. I saw actually, Aaron, I saw Tarver Davis here at long jump. She was number 2 on Sports Center top 10. She should have been number 1.
You got a world lead.
She needs to be number 1 on Sports Center. Like, come on.
I was thinking too, like you're saying, I wanna apply that pressure. Like if there's nothing comes from this, I wanna at least make Flow Track, I want to make Runner Space, I want to make them do better at their job.
Okay.
I want us to be doing stuff, and it's making them be like, oh shoot, if we don't include this market of people, it's gonna all go here. So we got to do this now, and that is just gonna like, I want to create more opportunity, more money for these people that aren't getting this spotlight. So I want to apply that pressure even in the trail community, like you were doing your thing in the trail, and that's what I feel like as a mission, just me working in the running industry now, like it's like, yo, like I'm bringing value. There's more people out here that bring value like me, so you should hire them. I'm doing it on this end, I'm doing it on this end, I'm doing it here. So I'm, like Joshua said, I want to make that impact, but just put pressure on the whole running industry to have to step their game up.
All right, I like that. Go after it, you know.
Absolutely.
What keep both of you grounded in life during all this success y'all be having so far? What keep you grounded?
I don't know. I have like very like big expectations though too. So like I know we're doing good. We're doing great.
Definitely.
But like I just want to like, you know, we were at 5K on Instagram. I was expecting to be at 10K, and I just I've always felt like I've been like that. Like I wouldn't even say like I really accomplished, like I never really accomplished the time goals I wanted to in running. So I've always just had like very high expectations, but I think it goes back to God too, that like it's like what we're doing, like it's like almost like applying that pressure, or like Josh was saying, having that impact. I see what we're doing is bigger than that, and I see it as honestly just shining a light, and it's just a part of my path and my journey to become the person I'm supposed to be and fulfill the purpose God has laid forward for me. Because I don't even know where two black runners is gonna go. Like, who says we can't? Why can't two black runners interview like a celebrity? Like, we just two black runners. Like, you never. I mean, like,
no,
that's true. Just two black runners.
We could interview anybody. Like the name of the show is just we're just two black runners, and we just talk. So I would say what keep me grounded is God, and just like the fact that I feel like I'm doing something bigger than myself. I feel like I'm discovering like one of the reasons we get these people for the interview, or people like interviewing with us, it's not just because we're two black runners. It's because people like our energy. People like how we interview. So you know what I mean? So there's something deeper within that we're discovering about ourselves. Like how Joshua said, growing up, like these people saw him as a leader or whatever, and like it's just like, all right, you know, one thing I'm gonna preach one more time. I'm gonna say one thing I always say, what I learned is it's not about what happens to you, it's about what happened with what's happening within you.
Yeah.
What I mean? So the success is cool, whatever, or the failures, whatever, but it's not about the result. It's about what's happening in here. And I think that's what I think about with the running report. Like, I don't know, like, I hope it grows to be the biggest thing and everything, but I'm more concerned about what's it doing to me inside. Who's it making me?
Yeah.
For me, I think looking at like the success that we got and like trying to stay grounded, I think that's a hard question for me because I feel like we've definitely had success, but it's like it's not the success that I still like wanted yet.
Okay.
But like but when thinking about the question though, like when I start thinking about it, and I'm like the things that we have done, like some of the things have been crazy, and like for some people, like it's easy for them to get cocky. Like I definitely met people like when they do like just something that's like one big, like they got like the big head now, and like they've become kind of arrogant. But I feel like it's kind of, I don't know, I feel weird saying this, but I feel like I'm kind of like humble. But like that's sort of like you can't really say that you're humble because then you're not really humble. But like, I feel like I am kind of like humble. Like, or I would say like a lot of times like I don't really like care about a lot of things. Like I care like a lot, but like I definitely just move on to like the next thing like pretty fast. And like I'm really like I said, like I try and like live in the moment as much as I can. But then also I think another thing that helps me stay grounded is like also I like the journal. So like just being able to put down my thoughts and be able to reflect on things that like become on good or bad in my life, I think definitely is able to keep me grounded because I'm able to like really dig deep into myself and like see what's really going on within me. So like even if we're able like to get the interview that we always wanted, or we have a post that does really well, or a video that does really well, or we get a super big opportunity, it's all like I'm still able to see like the flaws inside myself. So like the success is still not, I'm still trying to get better to where I want to be. So I think that's definitely where how I stay grounded, and just like we just hungry too. I think also being 21, I think you definitely could become like, feel like you've done a whole lot when you're like 21, especially, but like being 21, I'm really just hungry because there's so much life to still be lived.
Yeah.
For sure.
So where's the future plans on Two Black Runners? Well, right now. Or near future.
Right now, I think right now is to really just finish this first season because we tried to do 52 weeks straight.
Yeah. Okay.
We missed 1 week. We did miss 1 week, but we're running 1 year of the Two Black Runners podcast. I think will be like in 2 weeks or in 1 week, something like that. So yeah, we did 1 year worth of episodes of the Two Black Runners podcast. Like that was our goal. And then I don't know. I think we're gonna take like a 3 weeks off or something like that, and then we're gonna get back onto the podcast and really just start hyping up going into the Olympics. I think we're gonna try and get like Olympic athletes on. I definitely think we're gonna have like other things like mixed into there, but I think it's always just gonna be the same mission. What are you thinking, Aaron?
Bro, I was really like thinking about this yesterday for Two Black Runners in particularly, or honestly as everything as a whole. Like, I mean, my goal, my mission for Running Report in general, I always say is like I want to be the biggest. I'm shooting for stars. Like I want to be the biggest running media outlet. I want to be able to hire people and give people opportunities and stuff like that. But I also was thinking the other day, I was like, I don't even know. Like we're still so early.
Yeah.
Like I was saying before, like we're just. I mean, the title could stay Two Black Runners, but we could interview Oprah.
Yeah.
You know? We could interview LeBron.
Yeah.
Oprah. You know, we just Two Black Runners. Like why can't we interview them? You know? And I'm just like, how do we get these people on the interview? And I was like,
DMs.
We DM'd them.
That's right.
I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, I emailed Michael Johnson. He came onto the podcast. Like, why can't I email an NBA basketball player? I mean, you know, why can't I reach out to whoever and see? Because like, it's not just because there's something to that the fact that they responded and they came on and they
Yeah.
enjoyed the interview. It's more than us just knowing about running.
Yeah.
So
Definitely about life, running, and just the process, the journey. Yeah. So why not? Yeah.
yeah,
Like why not? You just got to go out there. Hey, yes or no. Yeah.
I think we have a bright future, but it's hard for me. Like I have these goals, but I was thinking about yesterday and I was just like, I don't even know what's gonna actually happen.
Yeah.
I know me and Joshua both have a passion for talking to people and
Yeah.
hearing stories and trying to learn from them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're doing great so far. I mean, people. I mean, yeah, got huge support out there. So, what is both of y'all boundless motivation and thoughts in a few words?
My boundless motivation and thoughts would be a saying that our dad often told us, and it was often told in a jokingly way,
Yeah.
but it's definitely something that it's a mantra that I feel like can be like put into everything.
Yeah.
And it was just the fact of like, don't get ready, be ready. And like he would often tell us that when we're like when we're about to leave to like go to the mall or something, or go to church.
Yeah.
Like he's really anal about time. He never wants to be late or nothing. Like he'll always be like 20 minutes early. I'm all like, bro, it's kind of weird to show up this early, but that's just him.
Yeah.
So like he would always say like, don't get ready, be ready. And I feel like that goes a lot to just like, you never know when opportunity is going to come. You never know when someone's going to knock on your door or anything like that. And also you never you never know who's watching you and who's really taking in the influence that you're having, if that be a young kid, somebody else that you're working with, or anything like that. Like there's always people watching, and opportunities are always around the corner.
Yeah.
So make sure that you're ready at all the times, because you never know when it's going to happen.
Oh yes.
Ooh, that was a good one. That was a good one. Hey, well, I would say that I got another one. Mine is the challenge in front of you is an indication of the power within you.
That deep.
And like for me, like whenever I've had these biggest challenges, like the thing with my leg, it's always the next thing has been like a big success, like minor setback for major comeback. Like, and there's no challenge that's put in front of you that you cannot conquer. You have everything that you need in front of you. So that challenge that's a part of the video game. You trying to go to the next level, you got to beat Bowser. You have what you need, and that bigger the challenge, that just means that you're powerful.
Yeah, most definitely.
We preaching today.
Oh yeah, man, go ahead, bring the energy. I feel the energy. If you don't want to Zoom, I can feel the energy. The depth. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Well, thank you for that. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Aaron, Joshua. But before we leave, to the family that watching, if people want to get in contact with y'all, want to follow you, how could they?
They could visit the Two Black Runners Instagram at Two Black Runners, the number 2, then word Black Runners. That's also visit us just anywhere you listen to a podcast, Two Black Runners. Type that, the number 2 Black Runners as well, and you get all content. Me and Aaron, your favorite Two Black Runners, talking to some people, talking about track news and everything, and really just trying to bring a different perspective. But then you can also follow us on YouTube, or subscribe to us on YouTube at Running Report, and really just anywhere, like search up Running Report, even on Instagram _Running Report _, and we just give running news produced for and by the culture. And then we do have a website as well, which is running-report.com. But pretty much Instagram at _Running Report _, and then our Instagram Two Black Runners is where most of our content's going to come from.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely family. They got some great content. Check them out. They're doing some great things. And I like to say that makes a big difference in the world running the track and field. And definitely I wish you much success in that journey. You continue the journey in what you're doing. Definitely more props.
Thank you.
Yeah. We definitely appreciate you having us on. It's an honor to just be on someone else's platform, especially seeing another as a black man, seeing you in the trail space where there's not many of us, but there are people out there. That's what
Yeah, they
people need to
are.
realize. There are people out there that run. Shout my boy Joe Geezy for Hoka. Like there's athletes out there that do that. So happy to see you creating that platform too. You got a whole website. I'm gonna have to get me a hat.
there you go. I got you. I got a hat for you. Yeah, definitely. Now, just much gratitude. That's all. That would have been for me the past year. They would do this and having people that were willing to share this story with me and allow me to share this story to the world. So just much gratitude. So definitely. So definitely, thank you, Erin and Joshua, for joining me and the Live Room Balance family today. Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah, of course. And thank you, Live Room Balance family, for joining me for another episode of the Live Room Balance Show, living a life beyond the boundary that you set yourself. Till next time, family. See everybody later.
Hey.
Thank you.